Welcome, family! Sunday night, the 16th of October. We are now going into the real action part of this month with so much coming up, including the most beautifully intense Scorpio eclipse season. Get around the fire. Welcome, family. Welcome. I thought it would be good to start with a bit of an upbeat, a bit of life, a bit of energy, a bit of stimulation. This is Cosmic Gate. Beautiful set. This track particularly is called Eclipse. That's why I chose it. So a bit of upbeat energy for you all to start this live stream with. We will need it, you know, to stay alive, and just remember it's okay, we will get through it all. It's gonna be kind of an intense track to dance to. But we just have to keep on dancing. We are tired, but we need to keep on dancing. It's full on, but we need to keep on dancing. It's intense, it's challenging, and we need to keep on dancing. Hello, brother Robert. Always good to start the session with you, brother. I missed you. Hello, Autumn. No, I just collected it a bit more organized, but you know, maybe one day I'll cut it, you know, you never know. Hello, brother Bharat. Hello, Bharat and Rukshika. It's good to see your names again. Fantastic. Yeah, I've collected my hair. I've been in a bit of a physical journey this week. I've been knocked out during the middle of the week with a bit of a stomach bug that just kind of wiped me. So yeah, I'm not in my most shining physical form, but you know, sometimes the lion is collecting his hair and kind of accumulating his energy, restoring, and then he will come out and be wild and shine again. Hello, Deborah. It's good to see your name. It's good to feel you. Hello, Christy. Fantastic. Parasite cleanse, yes, parasite cleanse, exactly. You know, all those parasites in our life, sometimes they manifest as parasites in our body, and then we purge them and say, bye-bye, parasite, don't ever come back again. So it's good. It's been a good purge, you know. Overall a good purge. I feel kind of cleaner, lighter. I've been living on coconut water and a bowl of rice for maybe 5 days now, so on very light frequency. Very interesting process. Let me bring our Maham Ritanya mantra into the picture. Ready for October? Ready for the eclipse season? Whoa. Whoa, what's coming? Whoa, what's coming? But yeah. Here is the Mahamritanya mantra coming in. Thank you, Cosmic Gate, for this beautiful opening. Let me take you down and bring in the Mahamritanya mantra. Awesome. Here we are. Back into the meditative state. Om Shanti Om. Mahamritanya mantra in the background for healing and peace in the world and within our being and within all beings. We need a lot of peace in the world, a lot of blessings for peace. Oh yeah, and the t-shirt as well, exactly. The t-shirt reflects that. Erin Rose, good on you. And hello, Christelle. Hello, Jenaline. Welcome. Awesome. Good to see all of you and good to feel all of you. It's fantastic. This time I will do it right. Let me take the Mahamritanya a bit down. This time I would like to start with my always eternal gratitude to all our Patreon subscribers, to all our beautiful community members who's been with me for 2 years already. Since September 2019 we've started, so wow, 3 years, wow, 3 years, wow. Amazing, and we've been through so much together and we're still here, so thank you all for your support. This love stream is a part of me giving back to the community, and whoever of you is watching it and is not a part of our community, you're enjoying the benefit of it, but it's also a calling for you to support back if you feel like it. And so the most easy, unconditional, free support is to press a like on this movie, on this YouTube stream, and to subscribe to our channel. That helps a lot, and that's for free, effortless. You can spread it to your friends and family, whoever is kind of interested and want to hear these things. And if you want to support further, feel free to join our community on patreon.com/healingdelight. This is where we are connected each and every day. This love stream at the moment once a fortnight, but we have Telegram chat rooms in which we are communicating each and every day, sharing a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of education about different topics, holding space for each other. This is where I share astrological insight more often. And so if you want to be a part of a community, feel free to join us. And this way you can support me as well. Yesterday we had a beautiful sound healing meditation at Here Yoga in Malvern, which I'm grateful to beautiful Sarah for helping me out there and having me in her space, and it was really beautiful. It was very powerful healing walk done last night. It was very interesting energy to meditate with. And now we are going into the eclipse season, and it's the first time since 2020 that it happened to be that the new moon eclipse coming up in Scorpio and the full moon eclipse coming up in Taurus, the beginning of November, both of them are falling on a Tuesday, which is the day of the month where I'm doing sound healing at Here Yoga. So if you want to join our eclipse season sound healing meditation events, feel free to go in and book yourself. You can find the booking link on healingdelight.com, and you can find it on the Instagram page on the biography above. And if you want to type in straight away, it's healing-delight.clinico.com/bookings. You go there, you can book yourself in for the full moon eclipse and new moon eclipse coming up on the 25th of October, and the full moon eclipse coming up on the 8th of November. And that's going to be a big topic of today's love stream. So this is my kind of things to you. Of course, the community members will get the recording of those full moon and new moon eclipses into the Patreon page. Hello Kylie, welcome. It's good to see your name. And yeah, that's pretty much it about that. Let me bring the microphone a bit up. Whoopah, yeah, stay with me, baby boy. Yeah, that's right. Me and my mic, we have a relationship here. You're all enjoying the relationship that I have with my microphone. So, I hope everyone's okay. You know, it's been a very interesting week. It's been a bit of a weird energy. We spoke about it last love stream. We expected it. And it has been a bit kind of weird indeed. Weird is kind of like an easy way to call it, right? Let me just fix my windows a bit. I'm gonna aim to be a bit more practical and shorter today. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm gonna try. So I'm putting it out there, but it will be whatever it needs to be. I'm moving this here and this here. Now I've got the chat room in front of me here. Fantastic. Now, let's go straight into the chart. And the reason why the last week has been a bit weird was because of that kind of mass concept with Neptune we spoke about. So if I take it a few days back, just to touch base with that, it's not that far back. It's still actually in play. This is actually the chart of right now. So as you look at the chart of right now, you can see that Neptune here at your 10 o'clock is on the 23rd degree of Pisces, 15 minutes. It's retrograding still. And Mars here is on the 24th degree and 14 minutes of Gemini. So right now they are 1 degree apart. So they're still in a square. But, you know, if we take it 1 day back and 2 days back and 3 days back and 4 days back, then you get the real kind of square that happened on the 12th, on Wednesday. So that's one aspect, but the other aspect to remember, there's a few layers that I'm gonna try and kind of make it easier for you to digest and understand. Number one, we spoke about it. October is a massive month of big shifts, big changes. In this month, we already had Mercury went direct. So Mercury, we had 6 planets retrograding when we started the month. Then Mercury went direct. Then Pluto went direct. And now this week Saturn, like in a week from now, Saturn goes direct. And then on the 30th, Mars goes retrograde. So 4 planets change in mode in 1 month. That's quite impeccable. There's a lot of impact to that on us. When a planet stations in, as we said many times before, its influence is much more heightened. It's much more felt. And so with Mercury, it was a bit mental. It's a bit kind of like confusion. Process of kind of trying to understand things, trying to communicate, negotiate, settle things. It's in our local environment, it's people, it's business dealings, all kind of legalities, things like that. With Pluto stationing direct, this is more around power and control. Now Saturn is stationing. Saturn is already very, very slow. Saturn is right here at your 11 o'clock on the 18 degrees 41 minutes of Aquarius, and it's sitting. If I'll take you now days forward, let's bring it back to now. So if we'll take it now days forward, 18 degrees 37 minutes Saturn here, almost 12 o'clock. And we're going forward to the 23rd, and here it is. Saturn is already stationing from Saturday, next Saturday. So from next Saturday, Saturn is already stationing on the 35th minute. But right now, it's on the 37th minute, which means that in this week, Saturn is only moving 2 astrological minutes back. That's already stop. It's like literally like it's, when you look at the cosmos, and if I'll show it to you on the 3D, you will see it's kind of like, oh, wait a second, 2 minutes, it's kind of nothing when you look at the optical implication of it. So let me see if I can bring that up for you so you can see it. And there we go. There we go. And so let's look at Saturn. So here is the Earth. Here is the Earth, and here is Saturn, right? So this is this 2 minutes, right? And it's gonna go to the 23rd. Here it is, 21st. Here it is, dead stop, okay? And then from here, Saturn moves direct because the Earth is moving from that station, from that retrograde illusion, okay? So maybe it's not the right angle of looking at it, but let's cancel. First of all, let's take the noise out. Let's take the noise out. Okay. So, Saturn. See that line between Saturn and the Earth, okay? So, all this time, it looks like Saturn is behind the Earth. And then suddenly from now, Saturn looks from the night sky as if he's moving forward again. Okay? So this is this retrograde. It's kind of like, oh, Saturn went retrograde on the 4th of June. Okay? So on the 4th of June, here it is here. From here, Saturn looked as if he's going behind the Earth. Okay? Here it is. The Earth is passing Saturn. And now we come into this coming weekend, and then now is no longer behind the Earth, is moving. So if we turn it around, now Saturn is no longer behind the Earth, is moving forward with the Earth. So ultimately the retrograde is when the Earth is passing between the sun and that planet. But when the Earth is coming to the passing of the planet, it's a retrograde. So with Pluto, here it was Pluto retrograde. Now Pluto goes direct. With Saturn, it was here, and here will go Saturn retrograde, and now it's going direct. Next one is Jupiter, okay, and soon Jupiter goes direct. Now we have Neptune as well. Jupiter goes direct in November. Jupiter goes direct, and then in December Neptune goes direct, and then in January Uranus goes direct. So that's basically the concept of the retrograde, because the Earth has kind of passed between, in front of all these planets, the outwardly planets. Okay, so usually it's around the time of between May, June to December that we have the big retrograde season, and then from January till June we have all the forward. That's in a general concept. If we're already on the 3D, let's go back to now. Let's go back to now. Thank you. Here it is, the sky kind of map as it is right now. So when you will look into the night sky, you will see next to the moon, you will see Mars. So when you look into the moon tonight, you'll be able to see a red planet, a red star. That is Mars. So now what's happening? As the Earth is coming here, here comes Mars is slowing down, and here comes the 30th of October. Here, the 30th of October, Mars goes retrograde, and then suddenly it looks as if the Earth is passing Mars. Mars goes retrograde, and then in January, in kind of end of December, Mars goes direct, and then in March, Mars goes out of its shadow zone. Okay, so this is the retrograde that is coming up with Mars. This is what we are heading to now. Excuse me just for a sec. Now, what does it mean? Think about it energetically, that the Earth is coming to Mars. If it's going like that, it means that we are now coming to the point where the Earth is in the closest distance to Mars, which means that the influence, the energetic influence, impact of Mars is very, very strong. What is Mars? The god of war, and the planet of action, of fire, of anger, of upset, of irritation, of triggers, of arguments, of all these things. So yeah, not so pleasant. Now if I go back to now again, if this is now, what else is interesting is that we have the Sun conjunct Venus, which it means that Venus right now, if you look at it, if the Earth, remember in the usual astrological chart, the Earth is at the center. So the Earth is at the center, looking at the fact that Venus is together with the Sun at the end of Libra. And the exact conjunction is on the 22nd of October. This is the exact thing. So what do we have here? We have Venus is hiding. We can't see Venus now. Venus is kind of went into her kind of hiding. And she's gonna rise as the evening star instead of the morning star. So very interesting by itself that we have this happening, right? Kind of like influencing us in that way as we come closer and closer to Mars. So Venus is kind of should be a real big focus in our kind of understanding of what's happening, because that's the highlight, right? What else happened today, let's go back to now again, is that Mercury is out of shadow. So now Mercury, the Mercury went direct, reminding you, and now is out of shadow. And at the same time, the square between Uranus and Saturn is kind of slightly breaking up, but then when Saturn will station direct, it will start breaking up further, which we will only kind of get by the kind of mid-end of December. So that's kind of the interesting aspect to remember, that Venus conjunct the Sun with the Earth, as the Earth is coming to Mars. And then later on what we'll have, oh, this is going to be very interesting, look at that. Oops. Oh, we went into Mercury now. That's alright, let's go back. So, where was I taking us? I was taking us into the point that in around November, as we're going to the kind of November, look, we're gonna have like a Venus conjunct Mercury, still with the Sun, opposition to Mars, from the helio kind of point of view, as the Earth is really coming like into Mars. And then this is gonna be interesting. There we go, look at that. Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars. This is like 1st of December. I'm just kind of playing with you a bit, showing you a bit of kind of how does it look, all the things we're talking about over the map. But this is as far as the 3D go. Now let's go back to us. Hello everyone. Oh, hello Carly Rasta. Hello Valerie. Valerie and Eugene, hello. I missed you yesterday, Valerie. I hope your baby is going well in your stomach. And hello, Simone. You're not late, Simone. You're always on time, baby. So this is how it looked like on the 3D. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. Fantastic. Good presence tonight. Excellent. So back to the chart now. So what I just showed you, here is Venus and the Sun on your 3 o'clock. You can see the Sun is on 22 degrees 59 minutes. If we'll move it a tiny bit, let's move a few minutes forward just to make it cool. There you go. In a few minutes from now, in literally 9 minutes from now, Sun will be 23 degrees of Libra, Venus 21 degrees. So it's kind of like less than 2 degrees apart, but as you saw in the 3D, they are together. The Venus is behind the Sun. And it's been going on for the last week. And it's going on for the next few weeks. So all these coming weeks, Venus is together with the Sun, traveling alone. As they're traveling alone, they're creating all these alignments. And it's a very kind of interesting game that they do, because I just took some notes for myself to remember to talk about, oops, sorry about that, to talk about everything. So first, let's take it a few days back. So we're focusing on Sun and Venus now, okay? So just stick to Sun and Venus. Forget about all the other noise at the moment. Sun and Venus in Libra. So, okay, Libra. Reminding you, we're in Libra season. So in Libra, we are searching to implement and to find the qualities of fairness, of balance, of equality, of justice, harmony in our relationship with others. Libra. Libra is the opposite of Aries. Aries is about the self, Libra is about the others. So it's the legal system, it's the justice system, it's all that got to do with fairness, balance, justice, equality, harmony. Libra helps us find harmony in our life. The Sun is the soul essence, the soul kind of blueprint. Venus rules Libra. It's all around relationships and love and happiness and beauty and joy and good health and sexuality and finance and economy and money and investments and job and career, home, where you live, you know, the quality of your life. So those are the highlights, okay? Venus is together with the Sun for the last week and a half, for the next more 2-3 weeks. That's what the soul is kind of highlighted. Venus is with the Sun. It's kind of like, okay, I need to find out my happy, I need to find out my harmony, I need to find out my balance, I need to find out how to make my life more equal, more fair, more justice. I need to establish that. I need to find that. Just a second. And so that's the kind of, remember, that's a big topic that is with us for the next few weeks. as we go into the eclipse season. So that's the highlight. That's what it's all about. It's about our money, our job, our relationships, our health, our values, our pleasures, our fun, our happiness. And right now the focus is in Libra. Balance, fairness, how can we install it? How can we find it? Okay? Now, as they doing that, a few days go back, if I go a few days back, okay, so on the 11th of October, which is Tuesday, 5 days ago, Tuesday, the Sun trine Saturn. Now, they are 3 degrees apart, but they are together as you saw it on the 3D. So we can say Sun and Venus trine Saturn, but on the 11th it was the Sun, and then on the 13th it was Venus on the 14th. So first Sun trine Saturn, then Venus trine Saturn. Now, as they move along into now, they are now preparing, they are now doing the trine to Mars. So first they did the trine to Saturn, now they are building up the trine to Mars. So Mars here at your 7 o'clock on the 24 degree of Gemini, when the Sun will kick into the 24 degree. It's already happening. Remember, when I speak about an event and I give you the date and the time, that is the peak point of that event. But the energy of that event is happening already. So it's the journey to that event and from that event. And so we are already in that. We are coming off the trine to Saturn, and now we're going, and I'll talk about what it means. And now it goes into the trine to Mars. So the exact trine to Mars will happen on Tuesday morning. The Sun will trine Mars first, while Venus is coming right after it. And I see not even a day after. It's just a few hours after. There you go. Wednesday at 12 p.m. around midday of Wednesday. Now Venus and the Sun here at your 12 o'clock. Okay. Here is Venus and the Sun closing in. Venus is closing further on the Sun. Sun was in trine to Mars here at your 4 o'clock, 24:41 in Gemini. Now Venus is trine Mars. After they did Saturn, now they're doing Mars. And as soon as they're getting off Mars, they are already building the square to Pluto on the 26th degree of Capricorn, here on your 9 o'clock. Okay? So, just to make it clear, Sun and Venus together, they're doing this kind of like, let's trine with Saturn. Okay, let's check into that. Now, let's trine with Mars. Okay, let's check into that. Now, let's square Pluto. Okay, let's check into that. Now let's go into Scorpio, which is then a few days after. 12 o'clock, Venus and the Sun, watch them, are moving the days. On the 23rd, okay, here it is. And now as soon as they get to the 20, look, from until Thursday, they are still kind of a half a degree apart. Comes Friday, they're already together on the 27th degree of Libra. So they're going to move together all the final degrees of Libra into the first degrees of Scorpio together, the Sun and Venus, okay? So they are like we are really processing how to install fairness, balance, equality, harmony in our life, in our relationship, in our job, in our money, in our finance, in our sense of safety, security, stability. How can we find it? How can we install that? How can we create that? And what is highlighted to us that is preventing that from happening? And so in that process, anything that kind of injure or affect our ability to achieve that is coming up to the surface. It's really highlighted. It's confronting us. It's coming through a discussion or through an argument or through an experience or through a negotiation or through whatever. It's all coming up. So they're going 27, then Saturday 28, then next Sunday, a week from now, 29 degree of Libra, final degree, right? and the exact conjunction is there. So now moving a few hours back just to bring them into the exact time. And here it is, Sunday, next Sunday, a week from now, in the morning, around, let's say, to give you the exact time. There we go. Tum, tum, tum. Sunday, 8 a.m. Exactly 8 a.m. next Sunday, Venus conjunct the Sun on the 29th degree of Libra in 26 minutes. Now, remember, they are already in conjunction. They are already together. But that's the exact moment, and it's at the final critical degree of Libra on the 23rd of October. What else is happening on that day when the Sun and Venus conjunct at the end? Saturn goes direct. And so Saturn brings in the karma. Saturn is the lord of karma. And when Saturn goes retrograde, it's kind of like a karmic payout. Kind of like, you've done something wrong, you kind of getting the rewards of that, and then you have to confront it, face it, work on it, and then once you kind of repay that karmic debts, now you're moving on. Now learn from that and accumulate good karma. That's in that concept. With the Saturn and with Venus and the Sun at the critical end degree of Libra, I see it as a good thing. I see it as, there is like real karmic process happening that will ultimately promote the installing of peace, harmony, balance, fairness, equality in our relationship with others. It may not be a pleasant experience to get through it, to achieve that and to get through that. It may be, because if we're saying that Saturn is already slowing down, stationing, you need to understand that Saturn is the great teacher. Saturn is the hard lessons learned. With Saturn, it's never easy. Saturn is hard. It's hard work. It's cold-hearted. It is kind of like grow up, mature, stop whining, stop crying, stop complaining, get the job done, be responsible, do your due diligence, mature, grow up, become the elder, and then we will pay you. Kind of a thing. So, it's like if you are a university student, college student, and you have an exam on Monday, but there was this amazing rave party on the weekend you really wanted to go to, and you went to that rave party. Instead of studying, you come to the test on Monday and you're doing terribly, right? And then on Monday you have anxiety and you feel guilt and shame, and you feel like let down and disappointment, and you're doing really hard in the test, it's really hard on you, and then kind of you get the results and the teachers are giving it to you and your parents are giving it to you, and you go like, oh no. But then if you go like, wow, hey mate, I really want to come to that rave party, but I'm so sorry, I have this exam on Monday and I just have to get a good mark, I'm gonna have to give it a pass. And so you sit on the weekend and you study while you think that your friends are now having a blast in that rave party, and you so wish you were with them while you study this boring thing that you need to learn for your exam. But then comes Monday and you sit in the exam and you've done the right thing, you've been responsible, you've done your due diligence, you've worked hard, you learned, you sit there and you answer all the questions, you know all the information. Then comes the result, you get a good result, you feel good about yourself, the teacher gives you a compliment, your parents give you a compliments. It's that kind of a thing. So think about as the motto is kind of like hard work pays off. Sometimes it's hard work, and when you do the hard work, it most likely always pays off in the short term or the long term. So it's very interesting, the journey of Venus and the Sun, that they conjunct exactly on the day that Saturn goes direct, then Saturn goes direct, and then the day after they kicked into Scorpio next Monday on the 24th, and as they kick into Scorpio on the 24th, the moon is coming already from behind, and here is the moon joining Mercury in Libra 25th, and then hours after the moon kicks into Scorpio. My throat is a bit dry, sorry. And here we have the new moon solar eclipse on Tuesday the 25th of October at 9:49 p.m. So we will be doing the sound healing meditation at Here Yoga right on the eclipse. It's like amazing timing for the sound healing meditation. So yeah, I highly recommend you to join us. If you want to join us, it's going to be very powerful. So this is kind of, I didn't go too much into details because I just wanted to show you the scenario of what's happening with the Sun and Venus together from now. On the 11th, this week they trine Saturn, then this coming week, last week they trine Saturn, this coming week they will trine Mars, following that they will square Pluto, then they will conjunct at the end of Libra. As Saturn goes direct, they will move into Scorpio together, and we have the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio conjunct Venus. Woo! And that's why before I started the live stream, with this, just to give you that kind of like. It's intense, but we better dance. Dance the intensity. Dance the intensity. It's life. It's a journey. And there's a lot of energies around. It's like, hey, you know what? It's a journey. It's life. It's always gonna challenge us in some ways. It's always gonna bring some things to solve and some issues to walk through and some problems in reality and some things in life, and we just have to get going with it. We just have to put the hard work, and we just have to use our due diligence and to be responsible and to have patience, and we will achieve our targets slowly but surely. Slowly but surely we will achieve our targets. So, back to the Mom Britannia mantra. The dance of life, from that kind of Akein to Om Shanti Om. And it might feel like that too. All right, hello Catherine, hello, welcome. Yes, I did warn you, Simone, I know. Hello Bryony and hello Sarah. Good to have you guys joining us. So this is kind of the journey that is coming for us in the next 10 days. I'm taking you from today the 16th to the 25th, the eclipse. Now, mind you, I only spoke about Venus and the Sun. But now, let me give you a bit more insight into all those tick, tick, tick in the way there. And so when we're dealing with a trine is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful energy to work with. It's beneficial. It's kind of like, it's not confronting, challenging. It's more like, oh, that's a nice smooth, think of a triangle. It's not like a square hard. It's a trine. It's kind of like, oh, it's an opening. There's a flow. There's like a nice kind of, think of the pyramid. Think of the Star of David. There's this trines, right? So the trine with Saturn. So if we know now, you see how many archetypes to deal with, because I told you what's the archetype of Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So we already know that we have an emphasis on relationships, on health, on values, on finance, on economy, on investment, sexuality, pleasures, physical life, physical reality. That's a big emphasis. We know that. Sun is with Venus in Libra. Now, Saturn stationing direct in Aquarius. Now, Saturn rules Capricorn, but before it was being assigned to Capricorn, Saturn used to rule Aquarius. So both Capricorn and Aquarius are the houses of Saturn, which means that for 5 years, Saturn being is in his home. So it's kind of like Saturn. Think about the last 5 years. How many restrictions we had to face? How many limitations? Hard work. It's kind of like it's difficult. Things have been difficult to achieve, to progress, to get going. Everything is kind of challenging us. A lot of hard work, a lot of due diligence, a lot of learning, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of maturity. All these 5 years, talking 5 years, it suddenly made me realize Future Awareness Report started 5 years ago. In September 2017, I did a massive download into these years that unfolded until now. I've developed Future Awareness Report, and I've done a lot of due diligence from September 2017 till March 2018. I was digging in every day, every night, downloading history, patterns, charts, planets, astrology, which gave me the insight into the coming tribulation in finance, in economy, in politics, in government, in everything that is happening to us. Then I had to look into the history of economy, of finance, of cycles, of what's happening. Had to do a lot of due diligence, had to be very responsible, had to do a lot of homework. Then I prepared this kind of protocol, this Future Awareness Report. I started telling people about it. I did workshops, I did lectures, me alone and me with other professionals, and created a community and coached people and helped people and guided people along the way. And so look at us, those of you who've been on this journey with me, how much hard work we put over the last 5 years to be ready for this time. We reorganized our finances, we reorganized our investments, we studied about crypto and Bitcoin and gold and silver and self-managed super fund and your business company structure and trust and wills and insurances and residencies and passports and all these things. It's kind of like do the homework, do the hard work. Everyone's having fun, you are working hard and everyone's having fun, and you think like, oh, I'm working hard. You will be paid. The fruits will come because you worked hard and you've prepared. And so those who've done the hard work and those that made the changes and those that implemented the changes are more ready for this time than other people. They are more ready for what's coming than other people. Did you notice the cover picture of this live stream today? The man standing on a cliff and the world above him upside down. I chose that picture on purpose. With intention, as always. So I'm not even, this was a hint towards the eclipse. Hello Carrie, welcome. Good on you for joining us. And so this is kind of like Venus and this. So they trine Saturn. And Saturn in Aquarius rules people and the world. And the future. And community. And Saturn is contracts, agreements, associations, legislations, regulations, law and order, government, global corporations. Excuse me. So as you can see into this time we live in, how much is involved with global corporations, with big companies, with big money, the G7, the G20, the Great the Great Reset, the what's the name of the clown, the financial clown that have the agenda of creating a world of his own. Come on, the world, the one that is behind the financial reset. I don't give him too much power more than being a clown. And so you can see how there is big corporations, big powers. Yeah, Klaus. Santa Claus. Big corporation, big powers that trying to utilize global agenda, globalization, global powers, global control, if it's through monetary system, if it's through the markets of the S&P 500 and the stock markets and the bonds markets and the Federal Reserve Bank that just printing money. It's amazing, you know. There's so many struggling people in America. So many people are in the struggle, living in the streets in tents. If you look at cities like I've seen this week, when was that? Minnesota, I think. You can see long streets with people literally created suburbs on the sidewalks from tents and things. That just build sheds for themselves. So many people are struggling within the US, and every week you read about $750 million more, $1 billion more, $2 billion more. They keep sending this money out to other countries to help them in their local conflicts, and I'm not mentioning too much information, of course. And their own people are like struggling. And so we can see how this Saturn in Aquarius, I'm highlighting it for the governments and the powers and the corporations and the globalization of all these things are kind of trying to implement this futuristic kind of plan for on the people of the world. That's on the collective level. And when it's trine Saturn and Venus, it's regarding finance, it's regarding the economy, it's regarding the markets, investments, real estate, precious metals. In our personal life, it's figures of authority in our life. Could be your mother, could be your father, could be your partner, could be a friend, could be your boss, could be a colleague, could be your neighbor. Things that have authority over you. But the trine, as we said, the trine is harmonious. And so there's a benefit into that which is kind of as happened over the last week. Last week, we can say, in Bitcoin last week we had this funny day when suddenly there was this kind of like scary dive, and then immediately a beautiful bump, right? So it was kind of like manipulation of markets. They're trying to restrict the price of Bitcoin. They're trying to crash the price of Bitcoin. But as soon as Bitcoin goes down, people are buying it. People are just waiting for it to drop. So every time it drops, people are buying. It drops and people are buying. 65% of all Bitcoin did not move over the last year. The price went down from 69,000 US dollar to right now 2019 US dollar, but 65% of all Bitcoins did not move, which means that 65 people of the people who have Bitcoin over the last year did not care about the price drop. The hodler power is becoming stronger and stronger, which is great achievement for the Bitcoin community, for the crypto community, because it's a statement. It's a statement of like, we're not scared of market manipulation. We're not scared of price drops. We're not here for the price. We're here for the concept. We're here for the philosophy. The philosophy that we need to free humanity into a more fair economy, decentralized economy, economy that everyone has opportunity, everyone has the ability to move funds the way they want to move funds, and they cannot be restricted and they cannot be controlled. So Sun conjunct Venus trine Saturn is kind of like, okay, you may want to implement your CBDC. Fair enough, You've been in control for over 100 years. It makes sense that you want to remain in control, so I understand why you do that. But as you do that, I just choose to kind of take an action that is beneficial for me, and I'll just get Bitcoin. So, when you will tell me to give you my dollar for a CBDC, I'll tell you, no, thank you. I give my dollar to Bitcoin. And it's as simple as that. Yeah, but the price of Bitcoin may crash. Guess what? I don't care. What I do care is the future of humanity, the future of future generations, that they will be able to live in a more free economy, in a more decentralized way, in a way that will be less subjected to manipulation, to corruption, to control, to restriction. So, it's a kind of like harmonious revolution, in a way I look at it. It's a very beautiful harmonious revolution that is not kind of like burning the banks down and protesting in the streets in front of the financial institution. No, we know what you're doing. The world is much wiser. Those of you who do not know what I'm talking about and wish to know more, the beautiful thing about the crypto community and the Bitcoin community is that it's a community of people that loves to empower people to know. If you look for it online, you will find plenty of information that will educate you, There's a great movie, a great book that is called The Bitcoin Standard. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic book, The Bitcoin Standard. Read about it, understand the philosophy. Don't just buy Bitcoin because you want to make money. Buy Bitcoin because you understand what is being trying to be achieved over here. It's a big, big, big thing, much more than how much Bitcoin is worth. So that's a bit of spiel about that. So Venus and the Sun trine Saturn. So it's kind of like in Libra. How can we walk in balance and fairness with the restriction, with the existing laws and regulations? How can we kind of being able to be in more balance with it, living more in harmony with it? Okay, we know that this is the law. We need to know that this is the regulation. This is what needs to be done. What can I do about it so I can be more at peace and harmony in my personal life? Now, we're passing that and we're coming into this week, and now we're building the trine to Mars. Mars in Gemini, after we've been with the Saturn in Aquarius, which is the contracts, responsibility with people, organizations. It could be Venus and Sun trine Saturn. Could be you had a successful breakthrough with your real estate agent, with your you had a successful kind of achievement with your self-managed super fund, with your with your trust, with your accountant, with your lawyer, with your boss. There might be a nice smoothing effect to things. With your relationship, a person that you are connected to, there might have been this week some nice breakthrough that kind of smoothed things and allow things to be a bit more harmonious. It might be you and your partner. Maybe between you and your partner, there's been a bit of kind of restricting, kind of cold, kind of, this kind of like, maybe your responsibilities kind of took over you and you became a bit cold-hearted because you're too focused on being responsible and hardworking. But then you had a beautiful night with sitting with your beloved and watching a movie, and kind of all those responsibilities was aside, and you could connect and be responsible for your relationship. Nurture your relationship as well. So this is about that. It's about nurture your relationships, nurture your existing connections. We are all in a transition from the old world to the new world. And it happens on a collective level. In the financial world, the political world, all that thing. The old world is crumbling down as the new world is searching to emerge, but also in our personal inner world, right? So it could be like that. It's like, don't focus on the people that has dropped out of your life, that are dropping out of your life, the people that it doesn't flow with them. There's just something that it doesn't allow it to happen. Don't focus on the people that are in your life. Those friends of yours that will answer you when you call them and will love hearing from you and will love talking to you, will love to have a nice conversation with you, or meet up for a coffee, or go for a walk, or even just a chat for 2 minutes. Your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your friend, your mother, your father, your auntie. Focus on them and nurture those connections. That's this trine of Saturn to Sun and Venus we had this week. Let's just nurture the connections we have, our community connections. Now, it goes to a trine to Mars. Mars in Gemini. Again, Gemini is our personal environment, our local environment, our communication, our thoughts. Mars is action. I'm interested in you, let's talk. I'm interested in you, let's talk. I'm interested in that, let's talk about that. Right? So this week the community had discussion about the director ID for the trust concept of companies, of the self-managed super fund. So suddenly the beautiful community members started sharing what they know. A member of the community asked her questions. 2 members of the community answered what they know. A third person comes in and says what they know. And suddenly it is this beautiful process of utilizing the power of community, utilizing our connections in order to learn together, to grow together, and to empower each other with our own knowledge. And that's the beautiful thing about community that I love so much, and that's why I was so passionate about creating community. And so this week is going to continue. Reminding you, just attend the chat room. There's like spam bots of Tinder trying to spam. Let's block them. First of all, let's block them. And let's report them. You see? Let's report them. Unwanted commercial or content to spam, pornography or sexual employee. Yes, exactly. Report them. Report the bastard bots. And remove them. You see? Block, report, remove. Very easy. Sun and Venus trine Mars. I'm not gonna fight you, I'm not gonna argue you. This is my community, this is my channel, this is my beautiful members. I don't want your content on my channel. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take Mars action in Gemini. Report to the social network media. Thank you so much. Remove, block. Thank you so much. A very triney kind of action. A beneficial action that is not about friction or conflict or anything. It's like, sorry, not into that, bye. See you later. I'm gonna say hello to the chat room again. Autumn, am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm alright. Why? Do I look not okay? Oh yeah, thank you, Simone. I did notice that. Yeah. I reported them too. Excellent. Yeah, they're bots. They're not even people. It's bots. So, you know, that's what we deal with this day. As soon as you talk about certain topics and you say certain keywords, these bots, what they do is that they are programmed. This is important awareness for this digital kind of world we're in. Yeah, you need to understand how it works. I will say A, B, C. This word about that. This word about that. This one. I spoke about sexuality. I spoke about intimacy. I spoke about relationship. I spoke about finance. I spoke about the forces. And as soon as you speak about them, the bot says, as soon as you identify this word, start spamming them with that info. Annoy them, like attack them. You know? So that's what it is. It's not even people. It's like people behind the bots, but don't give it too much energy. Report, block, remove. Simple, easy. Now, take this to life. That person is gossiping about you. This week we had Mars square Neptune. Mars square Neptune was like potential scandals and gossip, lies. People lie about you, spread rumors about you, you know, creating scandal and slander around you. Okay, what can you do? Haters will hate, you know. Those that want to put you down will always try to put you down. But it is ultimately you who have the choice if you're going to allow them to do that or not. And so the idea is like, okay, just like I did now. Report, block, remove. See you later, friend. Not interested in your friendship anymore. Thank you. Don't call me. Or just not even saying that. It's like just ignoring. Just like don't give them anything. Just ignore. It's theirs. And if someone wants to believe them, that's theirs too. That obviously the person who needs to believe them don't need to be in my environment. That's okay. Thank you, universe, for creating a purge and filter in my social life so I can focus and concentrate on the real people that actually don't gossip about me. Really kind of harmonious actions. That's Sun and Venus trine Mars. It's already in play, but it's going to happen exactly tomorrow night. The Sun will be with Mars. Let's take it to the exact time. There it is. Tuesday morning, 8:50 a.m. Around 8:50 a.m. the Sun will trine Mars. So, you know, expect Tuesday morning to have some kind of basically it's good, right? Because if the Sun with Venus promotes kind of peace and love and harmony and enjoyment, let's watch a movie, let's have fun, let's play a game, let's go shopping, let's go and watch a show, let's have beautiful sex, let's have pleasures. It's kind of that yummy, juicy energy. And with Mars is that kind of like confidence and sex appeal and penetration and assertion and kind of charisma and kind of that energy. So it's very good energy for that. It's kind of like, ooh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself. I'm kind of like, yeah, baby. So you can come on to your lover in a more kind of nice way. Your lover may be persuaded by you in a better way. You might be noticed by your lover more. You might have a stronger connection with your lover, with a friend, with a new lover, with your kids. You suddenly may have a fantastic kind of experience of like, oh, I love having fun with you. Like play a game or go for a walk in the park or on the beach. Or this is kind of this energy, so it's very beneficial, right? It's kind of a sweet pill kind of thing. So Sun, Venus, trine Mars, right? This is Tuesday. Tuesday morning is the Sun, and then only a few hours later, or the day after, let's see. Let's move it one day forward. Yeah, a day after, on Wednesday, is Venus. And the exact time is... Wednesday midday, around 1:30. Here is Mars, 24:42 degrees of Gemini at your 4 o'clock. And here is Venus, 24:43 minutes of Gemini, Libra at your 12 o'clock-ish. So this is kind of that. So Tuesday, Wednesday is that kind of Sun conjunct Venus, trine Mars. So this week, have some fun. Go out. Go on a date with your beloved. Go on a date with your kids. Go on a date with a friend. Go for a walk, have a coffee, have a chai, have a cake, go for a show, watch a movie, play some music, be creative, just enjoy life a bit, Yes, the world is intense, yes. But hey, how can you install balance and equality and harmony in your life? Libra, right? So it's up to us. We need to take action for that. And when it involved Mars, it's kind of like, yay. Now reminding you, Mars is slowing down. So it's kind of like, make a bit of effort. It's like, be gentle on yourself, and just have some fun in the simple ways. And then as we go forward, after that, this is kind of coming, it's coming in the backbone of Pluto square. So this is kind of a few good days to kind of do that. Almost like, have a bit of a party before we have a bit of a challenge, kind of a dynamic. Oh my God, Clara! Fantastic! Oh, you in Israel with my brother? Clara and Guy? Yay! That's fantastic, Clara. I'm so happy for you. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Here you are in Israel with my brother. Two people, Israeli and Swedish girl, met in Australia, and now they're having fun together in Israel. So that's this energy. It's kind of like, let's connect with friends we really love. Let's spend quality time. Let's go to the beach together. Let's play music together. Let's have fun. Let's just kind of enjoy ourselves. And I know you both have been in the festival in the last week. There was a big festival for them in Israel. And so it's exactly, you came in a perfect moment into the chat room for this energy, Clara, because that's what it's about. It's about, let's just have a bit of fun, for God's sake. But then, the universe, it's always kind of a mishmash of light and dark, of fun and challenge. And so as we're doing that, the Sun is already squaring Pluto, 2608 Pluto, which is direct now, and the Sun 25th 42 Libra, and Venus 2443 Libra. So they're already squaring Pluto at the same time they trine Mars, okay? Now, when it comes to Pluto, we're suddenly dealing with control. A square is a challenge. And so this could bring up issues of jealousy, of control, of possessiveness, of suspicion, of lies, of, So put it like that, if you are... interesting example. If you are in a committed relationship and suddenly you kind of have during these coming days, you have this click with a new person and suddenly there's this chemistry and suddenly you decide to go for that intense sudden passion and you're having a bit of a fling, then suddenly your partner kind of picks up on it in psychic awareness, and suddenly have a bit of jealousy, a bit of insecurity, and that is then triggered. But it could also mean that you kind of hearing this energy and you want to have fun and you want to this and enjoy but suddenly it doesn't happen, and comes the square to Pluto, and suddenly you may feel kind of insecurity. Or Pluto, at the end of the day, Pluto reveals a deep psyche, buried trauma, fears, insecurities, shame, guilt, things that got to do by past abuse and trauma and manipulation. And so this week, it could be also a bit of the dark side of people. It's kind of like people that trying to manipulate you, coerce you, lie to you, deceive you, in order to kind of achieve what they want from you, to get control over you. So if you have a narcissist in your life, this is like a classic kind of like a narcissistic dynamic of Sun conjunct Venus square Pluto. This is a classic kind of like the narcissist control freak that wants to manipulate you and gaslight you and kind of like lies to you and deceives you and try to kind of control you in the sneaky way. So then what does it teach us through the challenge of the square? How not to fall down that trap, how to remain in your power, how to be able to reclaim your power in that dynamic, and to kind of like see through the lies and also see kind of deeply into yourself, because it's Sun and Venus, so it's relationship related, it's finance related. So this could be also, it could be what did I put something about it. So yeah, ultimately it's a crisis and a conflict, and it could bring up some kind of deeply thing. And this is now the 19th of October, 6 days before the new moon eclipse in Scorpio. So this is kind of like, okay, this is important point. Realize that we are now in the final 9 days of the eclipse cycle, which began in May. And so we are kind of wrapping up. When eclipses come, they are chapters of 6 months. So we are now not only wrapping up this lunar cycle of the month, we're also wrapping up the 6 months. So this is kind of like, and in these 6 months we have all the retrograde season, and now everything starts to move forward, and here we comes to the new moon eclipse in Scorpio, which is a new beginning. So this now brings up like deeply buried things in our psyche, which ultimately Pluto, I always say things like that about Pluto, but must remember Pluto is an agent of change, evolution, and deep transformation. And so by confronting us with those fears or traumas or control issues, or if you have an addiction that has control over you, that's a Pluto kind of concept, not just a person. If there is a habit that has control over you and it's kind of self-destructive and disempowers you really behind the scenes, you think it gives you power, but it disempowers you. Then you're sad and you go to eat cake, and you eat cake and you eat cake and you eat cake, and you're so addicted to cake that you put on weight, and then you put on weight, and then you feel insecure, and then you feel shame, and then you feel bad about yourself, and ultimately the cake disempowers you. But in the moment you eat the cake, it empowers you, because it gives you like, at least I have this cake. So obesity, for example. Jealousy, you're jealous. Why are you jealous? That's why, when you find yourself in a moment of jealousy, you take it into a conscious awareness and you go like, wait a second, why am I jealous? Because if I'm jealous at someone, it means that I'm insecure inside myself about that thing that I'm jealous about. So if I'm jealous that my partner is attracted to someone else, is because I have an insecurity that someone else is more attractive than me. And so this is what Pluto offers us, is that ability to have that deep insight into some deep buried kind of thing, archetype in our psyche, that we need to transform so we can evolve. we can achieve that real profound evolution. So a square is ultimately a challenge for evolution. But with, with the Sun and Venus involved, this is work dynamic, job dynamic. If you're not going to do this, you're gonna get fired. It's like, okay, you have to stay longer hours without extra payment because the company is struggling. We can't pay you extra time, but if you want to keep your job, you need to give us that extra 2 hours a day. We're living in. It's like, excuse me. But if I'll say no, I might get fired and I might lose my job. And it's like, don't you realize you're being coerced? Because that person comes with power and authority and try to control you, you kind of being intimidated. It's like, what is this teaching you? For example, market manipulation. We might see further market manipulations because as we come into Scorpio season, it's like into Eclipse season in Scorpio, it's high volatility in the economy and markets and in investments and manipulations and lies. And so I believe that the Sun-Venus conjunction square Pluto ultimately will start triggering that which the new moon eclipse in Scorpio is coming to bring up, which is a huge amount of revelations of secrets. Scorpio is secrets, Scorpio is lies, Scorpio is cheat and betrayal and abandonment and abuse of power and abuse of sex and abuse of money. And we might starting to see the can of worm being popped open wide and so much lies being uncovered and exposed, and all the manipulations of things, all the lies, all the propagandas. This is gonna be also, this is the day, I will say, Wednesday, Thursday, as we have in the Sun, Venus square Pluto, I will be very selective and wary about conspiracy theories, because this is kind of classic. You can find yourself becoming obsessed with conspiracy, with uncovering the truth, and you need to be careful. Here comes the Tinderbot again. Ay. Okay. It's amazing. See, you have to laugh. Don't give them your power. And so, notice I said sex and stuff and it came up again. And so I will say, Wednesday, Thursday, kind of be very careful and aware of what you're digging into, of what you're giving your power to. It's going to bring a lot of things around control and power dynamics and manipulations, potential threats, potential ultimatums. It's like, if you're not going to do this, I'm going to do this to you. Or if you're not going to comply with this, we're going to do this to you, to scare you, to intimidate you, in order to bring up that fear or trauma for you, which universally, cosmically, is in order for you to face that fear or trauma and to understand what it's really about. Okay, let's move on. 9:13, coconut water. So that is happening, and then comes the 22nd, and here is comes Friday, comes Saturday, and Venus conjunct the Sun at the end of Libra, 28, already traveling together, and Mercury here on the 1702. Let's give it a few more hours. By the way, I told you Mercury today went out of shadow. Okay, so Mercury is out of this retrograde zone. So whatever we've been processing in this retrograde season of Mercury, which when did it started? 3 weeks. It was September, like August. Let me go back. Okay. So Mercury went retrograde on the 9th of September on the 8 degree 52. Here it is in your kind of 1 o'clock on the chart. This is the 9th of September. Mercury went retrograde on the 8:52 of Libra. Mercury went retrograde, stationed, went direct, and now going back to today. Look at that, 8 minute 52 Libra, and here it is today. And Mercury 7:42, and in a few hours from now, 8:50. There it is. Tomorrow afternoon, around 2:15, 2:30, let's say 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, Mercury out of shadow. Here it is here on the 8 degree 40. Let's take it exactly. Okay, so the exact time is, here's the 52, and as soon as it kicks to the 53, there we go, 3:03, 3 o'clock. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Mercury is out of his shadow zone. So whatever we've been processing since the 9th of September, we're supposed to get to some kind of realization, conclusion, redefinition that we've been processing. So we've been going like, oh, let me think about that. Remember, Mercury retrograde was stationed in opposition to Neptune, then went opposition to Jupiter, then retrograde opposition to, no, it went station on Jupiter, went into Neptune, went into Jupiter, back to Neptune, back to Jupiter last week, and now out. So there was a big kind of like kind of a wake-up call to some kind of illusions, realizations we need to make regarding our plan, regarding our processing, and by now we're supposed to kind of be in a better place, clearer place with that. So that's moving forward. Now I'm gonna go back to where I was before, which is next Saturday. Saturday. And next Saturday, interesting thing is that I wrote that down. That was a cool fact. When Saturn went retrograde on the 4th of June, it was a day before. It was a day after Mercury station direct. And so on the 3rd of June, Mercury station direct, and then Saturn went retrograde. Okay? Now, as Saturn station direct, it trines Mercury. And this has a good kind of concept to it as well. So it's an interesting astrology because there's a mishmash of kind of like the light and the dark, and the good and the bad, and the challenge and the sweet pill, and it's kind of a mishmash. And there is more to it, of course, because all I've been talking about is Sun, Venus, and now Mercury, and what they do with Uranus, Mars, and now Pluto. So now we're talking about Mercury, and the exact trine will happen, let's see, 18 Saturn, where are you, Saturn? 1835 Mercury, 1835. Yeah, there we go. So, and your 12 o'clock, Mercury 18 degree of Libra, 35 minutes. This is next Sunday, a week from now at 12 p.m. Mercury 1835 trines Saturn station in direct on 1835. So Mercury trines Saturn exactly on the minute, on the degree of where Saturn goes direct. So if we said before that Saturn retrograde 4th of June until now, this is like 4.5 months. It's kind of like before. Okay, so Saturn in Aquarius, we are all trying to implement a future plan, agreement with the people of our future, relationship of the future, businesses, big ideas, kind of the innovation of self, with Jupiter in Aries as well. And over the last 4.5 months, everything went into retrograde. Like Jupiter went through Aries to initiate a big new journey of self, of expansion, but then goes retrograde to recheck the plan. Saturn went into Aquarius to initiate the contracts of the future and the relationship of the future and the people of the future, and then it goes retrograde to review what really belongs, what doesn't belong, and kind of like be more responsible, do due diligence. So Saturn retrograde, this has been holding us back. So we all felt over the last 4 months, 5 months, like we wanted things to happen more. We really wanted to, but we were kind of held back, restricted. Things are kind of like difficult. Things are not easy. There's like forces beyond our control that were holding us back or not giving us the ability to achieve what we wanted. And it's kind of like now that in this week, into next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, when Saturn stations, it may be feeling difficult, hard, and we need the lessons of Saturn is like patience. So think of Master Yoda. Patience you must have. Patience you must have. You go like, come on, why does it have to be so hard? So you go like, I've got my partner, I really love them, I'm having a great relationship with them, and you know what, I just listen to this and I'm all into this kind of like Sun with Venus trine Mars and this. I want to have this, I want to feel sexy, I want to have this connection, I want to have some fun and love making and pleasures and going out. But oh my god, we've got all these bills to pay. I need to do my tax. Oh, I need to fix the super fund. Oh, I need to take care of my investment. There's like a house inspection. Oh, I need to fix my car. Oh, I need to take care of the kids. Oh, he has to walk. Oh, now I have to walk. Oh, why is it so hard to have fun? That's Saturn. Could be a bit depressing. Could be a bit melancholic. Could be a bit kind of like it's too hard. It's so hard to live through this time. Why is it so hard? It's difficult. And it's teaching us resilience. That's the teaching of Saturn. Resilience, patience, dedication. Keep on doing the hard work. Chip it and you chip it and you chip it and you chip it. And you carry the water and you make the fire. And you carry the water and you make the fire. You know, that's the famous saying. It's like, what do you do before enlightenment? You chop the wood, you carry the water. What do you do in enlightenment? You chop the wood, you carry the water. What do you do after enlightenment? You chop the wood, you carry the water. That's Saturn. Enlightened or not, before enlightenment, in enlightenment, after enlightenment, you chop the wood, you carry the water, you do the work. And it's like, it's okay if you fall down the trap, and but don't do that to yourself. Just like, it's okay, just have patience, just keep on putting the effort, keep on moving day by day. And yes, it's hard, let's not lie to ourselves, it's freaking hard time to live in, very challenging, but just it's a self-mastery. So take this as like we're in a long time period of being tested, and the tests are on multiple levels, on multiple dimensions, all at once. And every day is a part of a test, of the week test, of the month test, of the year test, of the decade test, of that cycle test, of that cycle test. And there is many tests happening within one massive big test. Are you ready for a new future or not? And if you want that new future, that new earth, do the work. Do the work. But when is it going to happen? It's going to happen when it's going to happen. Do the work. Just show up. Be responsible, drink water, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner, eat fiber, eat protein, have your vitamins, take care of your immune system, do some exercise, do some stretches, be responsible, meditate, be creative, do the hard work, then meditate, do the hard work, then go party, work hard, then go out and have fun, A balance, Libra, balance, do it all in balance. Try to find balance in your life. Try how to install more balance and equality in your life between work and pleasure, between being lazy and between being efficient and doing the hard work, between feeling a victim and feeling like an empowered victim, empowered being that overcome your victimhood. So when the victim come to visit, you say, hello victim, how are you? Come have a seat. It's okay, I know you exist, I acknowledge you. What do you have to tell me today? Oh, I see. Okay. That's fair enough. I can see why you're feeling like that, dear victim. All right. Now, let me be your medicine. And so maybe today you'll be a victim and tomorrow you'll be a medicine. But just, you know, if you're in a victim, do the hard work to get out of the victim. If you feel like shit, do the hard work to get out of feeling like shit. You know? As I told you, this week I was knocked out. Stomach bug. What can I do? I had things to do. I had responsibilities, but I could not do anything. I was for 2 days on the sofa. Knocked out, no energy. So what did I do? I was responsible for my body. That was my responsibility, to do hard work to recover. So I got myself the coconut water. I cleaned my diet. I was living on a bowl of rice and 2 bananas a day. I just rested and rested and rested and rested, and I got better. You see? So it's kind of like, be gentle on yourself. It's challenging times. Grow up. Grow up. So this week is gonna be very testing because Saturn is stationing direct, which is ultimately a good thing, because once we pass through that, suddenly it's like, oh, there is a turnaround. Maybe not as restricted. Maybe some restrictions will be kind of removed and replaced with something better. Maybe, hopefully, I believe that in the crypto market, for example, I still believe we're going to have a wave up. We're going to have a nice wave up. But at the moment, there's this suppressing powers that restricts its growth, and everything is there, and all the indicators are bottoming, and the charts are bottoming, and there's no one selling, and everyone just wants to buy more, and the price doesn't move. You know, it's like I was thinking about this week. You can look at the chart of Bitcoin and crypto like a long-term relationship. You invested in that relationship 4 years ago, you know, you really like that person, you got to date them, and at first it was exciting. You went up at 2017, you went up to 20,000. You fell in love, wow, amazing. But then after a few weeks of dating, suddenly the honeymoon passed and you went down. And suddenly all the serious stuff came up. So, are you gonna move in with me, or you gonna be, you know, we're gonna kind of say we are a serious couple, you know, so we're only seeing each other, and then suddenly you're getting used to each other, the bad habits, and then you have an argument and you have a drop. You drop to $3,000. You have a drop. There's a crisis. You know what? I don't know if I'm into this. I need some time for myself. And then you separate for a while, and it's kind of like, but then there's a recovery. It's like, hey, I missed you, you know. So you come together and you recover, and it goes up, you know, and goes up to the 14,000. And it's like, but then it's like fades away. And it's like, Then we come to 2020, and you know, the partner is having a real tough time, got into depression. The relationship is kind of pretty dull. Bitcoin drops to $3,000. It looks like it's the end of it. But then suddenly this miracle of healing happens, and the relationship heals, and suddenly there's engagement, and then they're starting to plan the wedding, and the relationship is kicking into a new all-time high. Oh my God, we're getting married, and everything's around that, and they go up to $69,000 Bitcoin. Wow, amazing! And the wedding is party. But then going to honeymoon, and then the honeymoon, and then suddenly the drop, and coming back to life, to reality, and here we are. Bitcoin moving sideways for 5 months on 2019, 2019, 18, 19, 20, 20, just moving like that. And go like, so this is what marriage life is about? It's pretty boring. Doesn't really, there's not too much high, there's not too much low, it's just kind of like that. It's like, but hey, hodl. You found a good partner. Hold on to them. Sometimes are good in a relationship, sometimes are not as good. Sometimes are exciting, sometimes are boring. Sometimes it's going out on a holiday and having fun, sometimes it's bloody hard work and paying the bills. Sometimes a partner goes through depression and through stress and through anxiety, and sometimes they're feeling great and they're the most amazing partners. But if it's a good relationship, you hodl. You invest for the long term. And if it's a good friend, and you had a good friendship, and you know each other for years, and suddenly there was a bit of a weird thing, and you kind of like set parts, but you know you love each other, and you come back together, and the relationship is there. You invest in it because you believe in the relationship, in the friendship, in whatever it is. but sometimes it's just meant to die. So that's the shit coins, right? You had the shit coin, you thought it's gonna get you into a better life, but that shit coin failed you. So you sell that shit coin and you go back to Bitcoin, the friends that you really value. And so you can look at the crypto like that. It's been kind of like, okay, we passed a year ago, almost a year ago was the all-time high, and here we are since then. We came back to reality, down to 20,000, and it looks boring, but guess what? Before you know it, sooner or later, there will be a new wave of excitement. And so hold on to dear life, do the hard work, learn more. I said to the community, when Bitcoin goes down, when the crypto is in the bear market, it's the time that you're less kind of looking at the charts, because it's just kind of like, it's not that exciting. It's just like, and all the speculators yeah, exactly. I believe the breakout is very imminent, very, very imminent. And with this kind of alignments of, the Sun and Venus together in Libra, then going into Scorpio, and new moon in Scorpio, and Saturn goes direct, karma pays back, it's like Jupiter is going back into Neptune, dreams, fantasies, and I do believe there's going to be like for those who've made right decisions, there will be some good rewards, there will be some profits, there will be some benefits. For those who took bad decisions, there will be some losses, there will be because also the Sun and Venus are also doing quincunx to Jupiter. When is the quincunx to Jupiter? On the 23rd, on the same day. Yeah. So on the same day, Mercury is trining Mercury trines Saturn, right? So this is good karma. This is karma payback. Mercury rules market, trades, right? And it's in Libra. It's searching for balance and to correct itself. And Saturn is kind of like the future decisions you made about the future, what you invested in, what you've been responsible, and now it's moving direct, so restrictions are kind of being removed, and you've kind of learned your lesson, you're ready to move to the next phase. And at the same time, Sun and Venus together are doing an alignment to Jupiter. So 29 Libra here, doing an alignment to Jupiter, which is here on 0 degrees Aries. So Jupiter is now back to 0 degrees Aries, just about to go back into Pisces. Do you understand how much there is to talk about? It's crazy. And so this quincunx to kind of Jupiter, potential rewards, it's kind of like if your soul goals have been good and well posited, and following, spiritual kind of values and concepts and philosophy, then this could be rewards, this could be profits, this could be like gaining kind of like some oomph or some recognition or some growth and expansion. But if your goals are not like based on that, that might be actually kind of like bring up issues that might force you to look deep into yourself on a philosophical, spiritual way in order to understand how you need to adjust your goals. I got a bit of shivers as I was saying that. It's beautiful. So yeah, very interesting. And then Saturn goes direct exactly. Saturn station direct. Here it is, Sunday 3 p.m. Sunday 4 p.m. Saturn station direct, exactly a week from now. And hallelujah, praise the Lord, as we say. And on that day, Sunday 7 p.m. next week, Venus goes into Scorpio. So, and then within a few hours after, the Sun at there we go, 9:35 p.m. exactly a week from now, exactly to the minute. Look, it's 9:35 p.m. right now. Exactly a week from this minute, the Sun goes into Scorpio. So we are a week away from Scorpio season. And so we are now, this is the final week of Libra season. And we're doing this Libra season with Venus and the Sun together, Venus the ruler of Libra, so it's all around that. Remember, this week the topic is all around how to install and to find and implement this fairness, this harmony, this balance, this equality in our relationship, in our love life, in our money, in our investment, in our job, in our career, in our health, in our values, in our sexuality. And all the trines to Mars, and it kind of gives us that courage, it gives us that charisma, it gives us that oomph to achieve and to do and to manage to achieve, to kind of make that impact and gain that thing. There is energy that helps us achieving that. And the Sun conjunct Venus, it supports that. It's like you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. The square to Pluto will bring the challenge. It will show you where there is like disturbances of control, of power, where a connection is not really right, manipulative, coercive, when a connection is right, where you are trying to control the other or the other is trying to control you, where you are controlling yourself or not in control of yourself. What in your life is empowering, disempowering yourself? But it's all ultimately promoting this journey of being at the end of Libra, finding that harmony, balance, equality. And then Mercury trines Saturn, so we have this clear thinking, very practical thinking, to communicate in a mature way, responsible way, to impress. Because it's kind of like Mercury is that, what did I write about that, note about that? Here. So it's good for the hard work, for the details. So it's good to make that important decisions. Like all this week is going to bring things coming to next Sunday, and it's in the same time that Saturn is stationed in direct, and this karma is like, this karma is mastered, this karma is learned, this karma is paid off. The hard work has been paid off. The due diligence, the responsibilities, and you are capable of really communicating, persuading yourself in the right way. It's good for negotiations, for making long-term decisions. It's good for commitments, because Saturn, commitment, long-term decision, Mercury. And it's on the time that Saturn goes direct. So it's kind of like, okay, let's put this into good karma. Let's commit to that. Let's talk about that. Let's create that. Okay, let's be clear. Yeah, boom. And it's happening as then Sun and Venus goes into Scorpio. And then comes the intensity. Let's take a moment for that, right? A moment for that, a moment for the intensity. Then comes the intensity. Woohoo! Scorpio season, baby! You better be ready. Dance with your shadows, you know, dance with your shadows, dance with the intensity, dance with your fears, dance with your pain, transform and evolve and further and higher, because you have to face it. What is medicine doing? What is ayahuasca doing? You have to drink the medicine and see through the night with your deepest fears, with your deepest traumas, in order to purge and evolve. Listen to this.
So deep it can't be real. I'm not used to this thing I feel. What is this? I'm drowning in this heavy haze, electric nights and heady days. What is this?
What is this? Scorpio season, baby. We know the Scorpios. They are intense, for good and bad. Intense lovers, intense combatants. Very competitive, very strong. Can be deceitful, can be liars, can be manipulators, can be controlling, can be very powerful, very, very powerful. A Scorpio that loves you will love you intensely. A Scorpio that hates you will hate you intensely. But it's all for transformation and evolution. Evolution, baby. Ready? Woohoo! Dance, 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 dance. Scorpio season, a new moon in Scorpio, a sun eclipse in Scorpio, conjunct Venus. I hope you're ready for the shit show in the economy. I hope you got some Bitcoin. Hope you got some silver and gold. Hope you fix your superannuation into self-managed super fund. I hope you got some cash at home. I hope you got some supply of food and water. Because things are about to get real. I'm having fun here with myself, as you can see. Hey, what better way to deliver some hard kind of news, you know? Some kind of like... it's better to put like dramatic and listen guys, it's gonna be very challenging and very scary. It's gonna bring a lot of fears and a lot of traumas to society. You know, we might face a complete kind of collapses of kind of systems, of money, of currencies, of stock markets. Many people unfortunately gonna lose a lot of money. We expect to have some, tribulation in all markets, in all supply. I hope you get some reserves of petrol, because petrol prices are probably gonna go very high. And yeah, it's gonna get a bit of very tough, very intense. Is it better like that or is it better like that? Hey guys, it's gonna get very intense! Full on! Alright, let's calm down. Now, Amritanya Mantra, can you please come back to us to calm down the people, because we need it, okay. Scorpio season, family. We must remember that by facing the dark, we are embracing a new brighter light. When we face fear, we are facing a greater love that is waiting to be discovered. When we face our traumas, we are facing ultimately the healing from the trauma. And so we must remember that whatever this time brings to us, and whatever this eclipse season is bringing to us, and the coming months bringing to us, ultimately it will be for good, because we need to transform and evolve from this place. And so any disruption, any chaos, any breakdown, any kind of intense experiences that will come through this time are ultimately for the future benefit of the earth, you know. So just keep that in mind. To enter into Scorpio season with Venus and the Sun together, it's a clear indication that we're gonna have some real volatility in financial markets, in currencies, in the stock markets, in money, in banking. Venus rules, and Scorpio, it rules investments, it rules taxes, it rules corporations, debts, finance, economy, big money, big powers. It will be, I believe, bring exposure of a lot of lies, a lot of manipulation, a lot of market manipulations, a lot of money schemes, money, you know. There's gonna be a lot being exposed, and it might be overwhelming, you know. That's regarding money, but also things around sexuality, sex, and relationships, and health, and, you know, might have some scaredy cats, you know. You know, think about it like the Halloween concept of the Scorpio season, right? It's the holiday of the Halloween, and also the holiday of the dead in Mexico, celebrating the dead, right? So it's kind of like Scorpio season is a shamanic season, you know? It's the shamanic season of going into Shambhala, into the underworld, to face some creepy crawlers. Because we have to emerge from the Scorpio season, transformed and evolved. So we go deep in, we go into this intense, deeply feeling emotions, kind of going into them, feeling them, embodying them, having intense experiences. And by confronting them, we are realizing things about them, we are transcending them, we are evolving beyond them. Now, this Scorpio season, it's gonna be for the next 4 weeks from next week. But it also gonna be for the next 6 months because it's a new eclipse cycle. So a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, 25th of October, next Tuesday. Exactly 2 days after Sun and Venus move into Scorpio, there is the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. And so I'm gonna move it so it's exactly. There we go. Sun and moon here on your 4 o'clock on 2nd degree of Scorpio, the critical initiating degrees of Scorpio. Very, very powerful. 2 degrees 0 minutes. Venus 2 degrees 39 minutes. They are together, right? So now we have Pluto direct, Saturn direct, Jupiter in the final minutes of Aries, about to go back into Pisces, which is another whole big thing, because Ben, I need to get a Go Love Yourself tea to you. Yeah, for sure, brother Ben. Welcome. I love seeing your name, brother. I missed you. I can see your face in my mind's eye. I love you, brother, and I hope you're well. You know, this to top it up a bit, we're going to Scorpio season and we have a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, and at the same time Jupiter is at the end of Aries, about to go back to Pisces. So if Scorpio deals with secrets and lies and cheats and betrayals and manipulation and all these things, then Jupiter goes back into Pisces to join Neptune, and that's also highlighting propaganda and lies and kind of confusion and illusion, deception, deceits, all these things. So it's gonna be very interesting exposure of things. Gonna be a lot of exposure. And you know, it's gonna be, oh, hello Danielle, don't need to be sorry, you joined us, that's what's important. It's all in the delivery, yeah, exactly. Simone, I love you, Simone. I missed you, Simone. You need to come and visit us soon. We're gonna have a community meeting soon. I'm gonna work on that. I'm cooking the community for that. We're scheduling the time, and soon we're gonna all get together and have some fun. And some sharing of planning and things that we need to discuss as a community. And so yeah, so Jupiter will go into into Pisces on the 28th of October. So 3 days after the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, Jupiter is back into Pisces, and this brings us back into Pisces. Like, oh my God, oh, what is real, what is not real, what is true, what is false, the media, the propaganda, everything comes out. Oh my God, people can feel lost, despair, oh no, we are completely, oh no, the financial system, oh no, the dollar, oh no, the pound, oh no, the currencies, oh no, the stock market, the bonds, oh no, the oil. Neptune rules oil. Jupiter magnifies and expands as we go into Scorpio. I'm not joking what I said before. I recommend everyone fill up your cars before November kicks in. Even this week, better. Fill up your petrol. Have some, extra petrol from now, because the prices, I believe, are gonna go very, very high. There's a lot of signs in the markets with countries running out of their petrol reserves and things like that. So be aware of that too. This is now the time we kind of spoke about for a while. It's gonna get a bit intense, gonna get full on. There's gonna be a lot of weird things happening, and then with now just stick on Jupiter here at your kind of 11 o'clock. Jupiter is retrograding back into Neptune all the way until November. There you go. Jupiter stationing on the 24th, 23rd of November. Jupiter station on the 28:47. So Jupiter is just coming into Pisces just to the final visit for a month, and then he's going out back into Aries again. So if we just look at that for a moment, I had these big dreams. I had to wake up from illusions in Pisces with Neptune. I was looking into the truth, what's real, what's not real, who deceits me, who's telling the truth, what is my real dream, what is my illusion, what is my paranoia, what is true fact-based science, where is my miracle will be found, where will my healing be found. Then I thought I made a plan, I got a conclusion, I went into Aries and I was like, that's it, that's where I'm going now, that's who I want to be now, that's what I want to create now, my new future. And I was like, oh, wait a second, maybe I kind of over-exaggerated that, maybe I over-committed, let's go back and look at that. And now he's going into the end of Aries, beginning of Aries, and goes back into Neptune to check on the dream. I just went into Aries and I realized that I kind of like overcommitted. I have this big dream, but I kind of, instead of starting small and building it up, I went big and I failed. And I was like, okay, I got a humbling experience. So let's go back and check into the dream. Okay, so that was wrong, that was right. So that proved to be right and true. That proved to be false. That person was legit, that person was actually manipulative and a scumbag at the end. I'm happy I didn't go to business with that person, but I'm happy I went into business with that person. Okay, I thought that my healing was by doing that, but now I realize that my healing is actually going to be like that. So that's Jupiter coming back into Neptune to really finalize that dream of the future, the big new miracles, magic, divinity, divine love, unconditional love, what we want by deciphering the illusions, the deceits, the lies, the fogginess, the confusion, and then it will go direct on the 23rd of November. I just wanted to give you that tick on Jupiter, which this will be on top of the eclipse season in Scorpio, okay? So going back into the eclipse, which is next Tuesday, okay? So here's the eclipse. Scorpio, we said, sex, money, power, control. The shadows, betrayal, abandonment, rejection, cheat, lies, affairs, scandals, sexual abuse, trauma, manipulation, money abuse, trauma, manipulation, scammers. This is like big monies, big corporates, big debts, super funds, hedge funds, corporation, taxes. We might see a whole new breakthrough in the taxation around Bitcoin, for example. There's already process unfolding about in America. They're kind of making steps to change the way the taxes are being defined. Why? Because the corporations are coming into Bitcoin. So, of course, that when the corporation comes to Bitcoin, there will be a new reforms into the taxation structure, because now it's not just the people, it's the corporations, and they don't need to pay as much money. The benefit is that the people also will enjoy that. So that's a good thing as well. But, maybe there will be some things. We will see what Mr. Klaus has to say to us in this Scorpio season eclipse. Klaus may say this and this and that, and Bill Gates may say this and this and that, and whatever, whatever. But it's overall a new moon, a new initiation, a new cycle. So there's also good things in here. Remember, there's the good side about this too. Yeah? Oh, cool. Awesome, Daniel. So the good thing about this, it's not always just bad, right? It's this, I'm giving a collective concept. This could be like finally a breakthrough after this week. You put the hard work and you dated your partner and you had fun with your kids and you did something good for yourself and you had a good breakthrough and you kind of revive the relationship, and then it comes a new moon in solar eclipse in Scorpio, a whole new beginning of a 6 months chapter, and you finally bought your Bitcoin. And you finally got some silver, and you finally fixed your superannuation fund, your self-managed super fund, and you got your life in order, and you got a new job, or you got a new home, and you move in. I have a friend that just kind of finally found a new home this week after searching for a few good months, after feeling stuck and unlucky, and suddenly things turn around for her this week, and she found a new home, and she's moving on this energy to the new home, and it's kind of like, yay! That's what it's about. So it's also a good thing. So You know, I've been telling to the community that Theta is about to explode. It's for 19 months been going down. 19 months it's gone down 93%. And for the last 5 months, 22 weeks, it's just moving there. And all the indicators and all the fractals that I see, it's all indicating that there's a surge imminent to come. And Theta have a mainnet launch on the 1st of December, which is literally like 6.5 weeks away. And so it's finally gonna happen, and there's finally gonna be a rise, and the surge is gonna come up, and here comes the rewards, and may it be, and everyone will enjoy that blessing. It's not a financial advice as always, but I'm just saying. The relationship is finally have a breakthrough. You move into your new home, you got a new job, a new chapter, a new cycle, Scorpio, yay! You know, it could be good, And it's like it's in opposition to Uranus, is into the south node, right? So Taurus Uranus is on the other side. So suddenly, unexpectedly, things happen. So there's gonna be a mixture. There will be like shocks and weird things happening out of nowhere that will shock society and shock the world. And the world flips upside down, and markets go into tribulation. There's a lot of manipulation and lies and deceits and all that thing. But ultimately it's for the new earth to emerge. So don't just focus on the world falling apart, on the old system breaking down, on the old money breaking down. If you're smart and you've done your work and you listen to smart people and you educated yourself properly, you positioned yourself properly, this could mean that you will gain from that. There will be some good results. And so it's 9:57. I think it's time to end this live stream. I could go on forever because there is so much to talk about. The last thing I will tell you is that remember that Mars is slowing down on top of everything. And so we're gonna feel slowly the oomph kind of leaving us, right? By the 30th of October, Mars goes retrograde. And so initiate this week, use this week to... Oh, here comes the Tinderbots again. Hello, Tinderbots, you sneaky little bastards. Okay, there you go. Get out of here. Just laugh at them. Don't give them your power. Learn from this. Learn from this new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio how to reclaim your power from your trauma. How to reclaim your power from your abusers. How to reclaim your power from the situation of reality, of the world, of the news, of the propaganda, of the conspiracies, of all these theories that we're gonna go into this kind of world and that kind of world. Don't believe anyone. We are in a free dreamtime landscape. We are dreaming the new earth, and it's up to us. Go and get inspired. Everything is possible. There's infinite possibilities. You know, everyone's know-it-all. Everyone's think they figure it out, but nobody really knows it's going to unfold. Everything is open. It's an open land field of possibilities, and we are capable of creating the new earth, decentralized economy, utopian living with amazing technological innovation of growing food, of fixing the atmosphere, of fixing the earth, of free energy. I want you to practice, take this practice into your journey. How would the world look like with free energy? Just put that concept in your head, free energy. And as soon as you put free energy in your mind, see how much is opening up. Free energy means electricity, cars, everything that runs, that operates. You don't need to work for it, it's for free. Then the demands of life are not as intense. Then you can really work in what you love doing from your passion. Humanity can thrive. The corruption is being removed. Innovation, exploration, harmonious unity consciousness of people working together, humanity working together, nations, countries, everything comes together into unity consciousness. You need to remember, we've been in this journey for a long time, so you might forget. But all these years of our practices, we know what's really coming, which is enlightenment, transcendence, unity consciousness, collective consciousness going into globalization of harmony, of peace and love on earth. That's why they're hiding the potential behind so much fears and doom and gloom, because they know that there is a great potential to create something amazing. And it's coming, but we need to dream it. And so, new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. Let us reclaim our power from the trauma, from the abuse, from the fear, from the liars, from the deceiters, from the abusers. Reclaim our power. Reclaim who we are, our feelings, our deep connections. Let's rely on our connections, community, family, friends. Let's connect with the beautiful things of the earth, with the beautiful, amazing things. And let's just kind of keep on reminding that. So, I love you all. Join me on the 25th of October, Tuesday, 10 days from now, 9 days from now. Sound healing meditation and Hear Yoga. It will be amazing. It will be really, really powerful. And please join our community, patreon.com/healingdelight. Press like, subscribe to our channel, join the fun, join the community. And as for our Patreon community, again, thank you all so much for your love and support, for being who you are. Keep on sharing, keep on empowering each other, keep on connecting, reach out to each other, create friendships, meet in real life, go for walks, have lunch, have coffee, have chai. You know, there's community in Byron, there's community in Europe, there's a community in Melbourne, there's in Mexico. You know, it's like connect. And we are going to do a meetup very soon. And so I love you all so much. Shalom Dana, thank you so much. And Kate, hola Kate. And thank you Simone. And Steven, brother Steven, thank you brother, thank you so much. Hey, if I've been through all I've been through over the last year, and you know exactly what I've been through, and I'm still here, in the light, talking to you, smiling at you, and giving you optimism and empowerment, you better be ready to get through this. Because if I've been through everything I've been through, and I can still be here, and smile at you, and encourage you, and empower you, you have to join me. Because it's been bloody hard. It's been very challenging, it's been very intense, but I'm still here. We're still standing, we're still alive, we're still holding on, we're still shining love, we're still shining light. I love you all so much, family. Have fun, you know. Have fun, where is it? Have fun. There you go. Love you. Have fun. Live. Yeah, have a great week. Roll King, love you, brother. To the moon, family, to the moon. Put the good vibe up there. Come on, Bitcoin. We can do it. Hodl strong. Hodl strong to your Bitcoin, to your silver, to your good people, to your friends, to your family. Hold strong to the things that really matter. And remember, happiness is not in what you have. Happiness is what's inside of you. Love you. Woo! Love this track. Look for Cosmic Gate. Amazing set. There we go. Peace. Bye.